Deep South Russ. In today's video, we got a 79 Chevrolet truck that a fella's son bought. He says, "Dad, I bought a truck." I said, "Congratulations. Everybody needs a way to get around." He said, "Well, it's not exactly that, Dad." He said, "It's kind of old and may need a little work." A lot of work. We're going to attempt to get this truck running today and drive it home. We're here somewhere in Brewton, Alabama, and what looks like the Hells Angels clubhouse. So, where did you bring me, son?
Hey, I just brought you somewhere there was a truck at. I need to run it, you know.
Always getting your dad in a mess. That's okay. So what we're going to do here first is, this truck hadn't run in quite a while, as you can tell. It's in need of several repairs. We're really not sure. I asked him, I said, "Does the truck run?" He said, "I don't know, it used to." They generally, most of them did at one time. So we don't know how long this truck's really been setting up. The guy that's owned the truck before, my son purchased it. He bought the truck, had it for, I'm assuming, a couple of years. Never had an opportunity to do anything with it. So then my son here purchased it, and we're going to try to get it up and running and maybe do several repairs, get the truck back on the highway in good condition, maybe some paint, maybe a few other things. But I tell you what, let's get started. So a fella brought y'all in closer to what we got as far as engine wise. This engine looks like somebody probably painted it with maybe some marker paint. I don't think they took any of the lines off or anything, hoses. They just kind of, broadcasted paint here. We have no clue. I really have no clue whether this engine's going to run, how it's going to run. Where I know the carburetor's not, it's not froze up. It is free. Whether it's going to, accelerator pump's going to spray fuel, I don't know. But what Logan's doing right now is he's taking the manual fuel pump and he's taking the lines and cutting it. I know there's rust in the tank and maybe some holes. So a little bit of weight reduction from the fuel tank. So we're gonna cut those lines right there. We're gonna run this thing out of a can and a little. If the fuel pump here will work, I may backfeed it and see if I can't bring it back to life if it's not pumping. But if it is, then we'll probably use it. But if not, I've got a little clicker pump that I can put on and give enough pressure to run this carburetor, which don't take but a few pounds. So guys, I'm gonna go ahead and snatch the plugs out of this. I'm gonna run a camera down the cylinders and I'm gonna check, see what kind of see if we got any kind of cylinder damage or anything like that. I may not go through all of them. I may check a few. If everything's looking good, I may try to speed the process up, put new plugs in it, put a little fuel in it, put battery in it. It's got to have a radiator. I have no clue about the brakes, probably has none, but that's okay. We'll get one brake working and we'll make a journey to the house. And hopefully it won't run hot. Hopefully it won't sling a piston out the side of the block. Maybe it won't drop a valve. But just in case, I brought my truck to push us home. We'll be right back with you guys in just a few. All right, so we're gonna start pulling some of these plugs out, doing an inspection on this, see what they look like. I can tell you all of them is orange. I think they just, like I said, they just broadcasted some paint on this thing. Now this is a small block 400 engine, and yeah, this sucker's been running pretty rich. If you look at that plug right there, if you can see it, it's definitely been running rich. Surprisingly, there's not a lot of oil on the plug, but we're gonna go ahead and replace those. Where's my plugs, Logan? My plugs. Spark plugs. They're in the truck. Well, I got that plug out, and my son's hunting the spark plugs that he just bought and lost. I'll run this this bore scope down the cylinder and just see what I can see. See how much, if there's any damage that we can't see. And hopefully these batteries are going to last on my bore scope. Doesn't look too awful bad. There is a little oil on that piston. I don't know if you guys can see this camera, probably not, but cylinders look pretty good. I mean, there's some a little bit of wear on them, but I've ran much worse than this. But with any engine setting up like this for a while, that's not a bad looking cylinder. All right, so let's get that plug in. Now guys, I'm gonna do this the right way and not gap any of these plugs. Just peek at them on the way in. I'm just gonna trust that these plugs come pre-gapped. No, but we're gonna slip these in here, snug them all down. And I'm not anesthesing these. I know I've told y'all in past videos to anesthese these plugs, but a guy forgot his anesthesia at home. So he's not gonna worry about it. He's just gonna get them in and let it go. So the fella's got all the plugs changed. I have skipped a few steps. Normally I like to rotate this engine with the plugs out, maybe shoot some PB blaster in there. But when I was looking with my camera, everything looked pretty good. So it may not have been as long as they think since the engine had actually ran. And so I think we're gonna spin it over, just give it a shot, and let's just see what it does. Of course, more than likely, it's probably going to crank right up. We're going to hop in this thing and we're going to drive this thing 20 miles back home, and we won't have any problems. Nothing will happen. It's going to run cool, no running hot. And I'll probably be ready to maybe load the bed up and drive to Birmingham or maybe Pensacola or somewhere like that and do some beach riding. No, I think I'm probably hallucinating here. But y'all stay with us. Let's see what else we can get done here. So we got it busted off. It's clearly got a misfire on cylinder 6, but that's okay. I know what the issue is. It's got a plug wire that's bad. The boot's bad. I didn't bring any plug wires with me. I may look around here in this fella's garage and see if I can't find a piece of a plug wire or something that I can rob the boot off of, or either just replace the whole plug wire. But if not, I think it's firing enough. I may take some electrical tape or something and just go over it. Maybe stop it from missing, but there's no exhaust on it. It sounds like a pulpwood truck. And I'll let you guys hear it, but I just wanted to run it for a second before I put this radiator in. That's my next thing. There went my light. Drop this radiator over in here. Let's get transmission lines and stuff hooked up, so it quit puking the transmission fluid out on the floor. And then we'll attempt to get some air in these tires, see if we can get some wind back in them, and see if we got enough brakes to get us 10, 12 miles from here, 15, I don't know how far it is, to the house. Now, look, all this stuff here, me attempting to drive this truck home, y'all don't do that. Don't try this at home. Yeah, don't try this at home. Just, you know, it's very likely that I get pulled over and get a slew of tickets for this. No headlights, no brake lights, no exhaust, no, you know, pretty much nothing legal for this vehicle to be on the road, and I'm taking a chance here that I probably shouldn't take, but you know, we do things for video content we probably shouldn't do, and I'm going to do a bunch more of these, and I'm going to try to get it where the vehicles are even. Honestly, I want the vehicles worse. I want it to be a little more in depth, and this one's actually been pretty easy, to tell you the truth, to get it running. Now, how it's going to run and drive, the transmission pulls, anything, I can't answer that question for you. But hey, no big deal. It's just a little bit extra work. All right, Logan, you got a knife in your pocket? I got my switches on, bro. Who's that sound like? This is a little bit too big a ride for the transmission, but maybe it'll work. Logan, is there a way out of here that I don't have to get back on 31?
There is not.
That's good.
But we can go down 30. We can go out past Brewton.
I mean, out past Brewton.
Like we won't have to go through Brewton.
Where's that? How do you do that?
And go up all the way around.
That's what I'm saying. I meant go get out past Brewton here through town, and that's where I want to go through town.
Yeah. Yeah, do that.
Alright, so now I'm trying to get these lines attached to my cooler lines attached to my radiator to the transmission, and some of my clamps are a little small, but I think they'll work at least to get us home maybe, and we may end up on the side of the road. It's okay, it'll be fine. Logan, see if you can't hunt me a hose clamper to go around here somewhere. Guys, I'm not real sure if this engine will run hot. I don't know. I'm gonna try to move you guys a little bit. Maybe you can see a little better, a little more. Maybe not really. You found anything yet, buddy? While he's hunting for another hose clamp, we'll get this finished up. That's good, as tight as it's going to get. My line that I'm using for my transmission cooler's a little bit big. I really need 5/16, and this is 3/8, and I got this for the fuel. And really, to tell you the truth, that slipped my mind
that I needed a little bigger line, but we'll probably make this work at least, maybe. Well, I just dropped that clamp. That's not good. I found it. I don't know if it's any good, but I found the clamp that originally went in there. Maybe it'll work. All right, Logan, I dropped that clamp on the floor. Where'd my light go? Let's see here. Let's see. I'm not real sure where that clamp, little hose clamp rolled off to. Dropped it straight down. Yeah, maybe it's sitting on the spring down here. Sitting on the spring. Oh, there it is. It was camouflaged with all the rust and the leaves. Alright, so let's see if we can shine some light on our project here. If any of you guys, a lot of you guys, y'all don't forget to like and subscribe to these videos, because it really helps me continue to do this kind of stuff. And you know, I don't know. There's a lot of you probably, you may not be able to teach you anything. You may know way more about it than I do. But you know, if y'all like to watch the videos, y'all just hit that subscribe button. Give me the thumbs up. Leave me some comments to help me continue doing all this. Like I said, I want to start buying some of these old trucks and cars up, and on my weekends when I'm not with my employer, I may start venturing further and further out away from home and buying these trucks and cars and getting them going and trying to drive them home, or at least be able to, when they're too far away, maybe fire them up where they'll drive themselves on a trailer, or whatever I can do to get them home. Well, can be hunting us up some water, buckets of water, something to put water in, that we can fill this radiator up. My radiator clamp don't want to go on the water pump. Grunt for this one a little bit. I think the clamp's in very good shape. Well, guys, I'm not going well out here for the radiator. We're gonna get it. Come on. Come on, puppy. There you go.
just like everything else. Sometimes you gotta let it know who's in charge here. All right, we're gonna see if we can find maybe an 8mm, 5/16, something like that. To put these on with something a little easier on my screwdriver. Where's your so maybe not. Nut driver in here. That's probably going to be extra. Yeah, I think that'll get it. Maybe that's going to hold right there. That clamp's in pretty rough shape. It don't want to work very good. If we can get enough on it, it'll stay on there for a few miles. We'll have this. We'll have it kind of like Burger King our way. All right, let's see. I may have to put this shroud on there before. I think I can get the shroud in there with the radiator in. Yeah, we'll go home without that on. It's okay. It's been a little while since I fooled with some of these, so I forget I gotta put the shroud in before the radiator goes in, but that's okay. We're not gonna be going that far, and I believe it'll stay cool enough as long as we keep it in the wind. No telling how bad this radiator leaks. Now, I wonder if we got bolts for this in there. There's a tray of bolts up here that look pretty dirty. If I had to guess, they probably go to this. Look there. I think that one will fit. This one will fit, maybe. Yep. All right, so let's make sure now. Now let's put our other piece of rubber on at the top. Snap it in here like so. That one's in. The other one is not here. Somebody has started this truck, and there's bezel pieces for the lights and fenders and all that. For everything's in the bed. I hadn't went through all of it to see if every little piece is here, and if it's not, it's okay. We'll order them we'll find some used somewhere. There's going to be some more videos on this truck. We're going to pull the engine out of it. Probably put him a little cam in the engine, in the motor, and then probably headers, good exhaust. Probably do some frame work to it in any area that I see maybe needed. Maybe clean the frame up real good and paint it. Get all the inner fender wells and all that stuff all cleaned up. But like I said, that's gonna be in some later videos. Right now, we want to get this thing home and get it to the shop where I can actually work on it. I'm hoping this transmission pulls. I have no clue about this transmission, whether it pulls, shift, anything. I have completely going into this blind. Find something to hold that battery in. Because the battery tray is kind of non-existent. There's pieces of it there, but the complete battery tray rusted out and gone. We may actually kick around here and find something to stick underneath it, shove in it, and maybe put a strap or something on it. Maybe if I can find one around here. We're going to bust this thing off one more time while he's around looking for some water and just let it sit here and run for just a couple of, maybe a minute or two. There's no power steering on, power steering belt's not there. There is a belt here. I may try to hook it. Well, never mind, the belt's broke. So we're probably going to be driving this thing without any kind of power steering, but we're going to go ahead and bust it off. Let me make sure I got everything back out of the way, make sure the fuel line's not in the fan. I got the radiator hooked up. Like I said, nothing's hooked to it though. I got to block this line with something. Actually, the heater core line. More than likely, if I had to guess, that heater core is probably busted. It's probably not any good. But, and we'll probably come back. I don't know if we'll probably come back with some kind of retro air conditioning. So, guys, I can't seem to get the right tool in my hand here. I keep reaching up and grabbing what I think something is, and it's guys, I don't even know if the water pump's going to pump. I'm clueless. We're just taking a chance here. surprisingly, the carburetor actually runs fairly decent to be for it to set up like it has. I do have some vacuum lines here. There's a vacuum advance line on it. It's busted. I didn't bring any vacuum line. Maybe I can come up with some kind of hose around here to tie it to it so it'll have a vacuum advance. Several things here that's not as bad as I thought it would be. Now we still don't know if it's going to hold water. We don't know if the water pump is going to pump. We don't know if the thermostat's stuck. I may have to pull it out and just run it without a thermostat to try to keep it cool. I don't know. I'd like to get all this up and just let the truck sit here and run and see if the thermostat does open, see if the temp gauge works. But as for the moment, I don't know. I'm just taking a chance on it. So either it will or it won't work. It's pretty simple. I don't know how much transmission fluid is in it now. I got to recheck that. I did check the oil off camera before I started this engine up to make sure it had plenty of oil in it. We're gonna check the transmission fluid here shortly, because I may have to send my son to get him some fluid, and it may leak. Doesn't seem to, but look, we're gonna get this thing filled up with water. We'll get back with y'all shortly. About 6 cans of Fix-A-Flat in every tire, and hopefully they'll hold up. He said they went down in about 10 minutes. I figured it'll take me 45 to get home, so I may have to stop and put some more in it before I get out of the driveway. I can hear it hissing already. Not sure. I feel a little cold air coming. Not sure where it's coming from. There it is. There's a hole right there. We're gonna act like there's no holes in it, and we're just gonna continue on. I got to put a can in that one and a can in the back wheel over there. I may see if I can. I think I got a plug kit. I may find that little hole, try to plug it up, and maybe it'll hold enough to get me home. Maybe I don't have to stop too many times for air. I'm gonna squeeze back here in this hole and hopefully nothing comes out and gets me. If it does, you guys are a witness. I really like these old beaters like this, these old square bodies. I mean, they're probably not my favorite Chevrolet truck, but I like the things. They got a good stance to them, and most of the time these trucks drive really good. Surprisingly, they drive and ride good. I'm not much for the four-wheel drive. I'm not real big on four-wheel drives. I'd really rather have a two-wheel drive, but my son being, I feel some air coming out of this one too. This might be a long evening getting home. Maybe this Fix-A-Flat will do its job and we can run 15, 20 miles an hour home fairly safely. you, somebody did the Craigslist rebuild on this truck. Maybe the quick sell on Marketplace, I don't know. But they started, and it looked like they had real good intentions, but it just never materialized from there. This truck actually has some pretty good bones in it. It's not terrible. I know I can tell there's quite a bit of Bondo in it. We're gonna cut a lot of that out. We're gonna weld metal back in where it needs to go. A lot of it I can see is surface rust, which is not gonna be hard to get off. I know they put fenders on it, new front fenders. They didn't quite get everything lined up good. Looks like the door, we need to adjust on the doors a little bit and get them opening and shutting real good and real clean without a popping and snapping. May have to change some pins, I don't know. And the rocker panels down there's some rust in them and some holes in the bottom of those, but those are really no big deal to replace. They're not very expensive if you want to just buy the shell from LMC. I think they're about $28, $30 a piece. But more than likely, if they're not too bad, there's metal there. I'll just build, reform and build them, fab them in, and they may not be perfect, but to the naked eye, I think they'll probably end up looking pretty good. Like I said, this has been my son's first real project truck. And I don't know how far we're gonna go. He's talking about wanting something to play in the mud with, but to tell you the truth, I think when we get close to done, he's not gonna wanna put this truck in the mud. He's gonna realize that the time he's got invested in it and take it out to one of them mud parks or out, in the creek or wherever it is they go mud riding. I think he'll second guess putting this thing in the mud when it's done. So we ran into one little hiccup here with the truck. Truck runs good. The truck's moving under its own power. Transmission's pulling all, but the tires, there's just too many holes in them. We were hoping that maybe they would hold enough air just to get us on the road and get us home, no further than we're going. But these things are just leaking down just as quick as you can put the air in them. They'll pop up and they'll come up, but then they're just leaking for too many places for me to just try to plug up to get us home. So we did have another set of wheels and tires, but they won't fit over the hubs on this thing. So what he's gonna have to do is he's gonna find him a couple of tires that'll hold air enough to get the thing home. And he's probably gonna do that sometime next week. And we'll come over here and I'll shoot another video throwing the tires on it and driving the thing to the house. Or I'll wait to post this one. I'm not sure yet, but what we actually come here to achieve, we've achieved. We've got the truck running. We've got it pulling under its own power. We're gonna get it pulled up, turned around here with what little air we can and get it right here close to the door, maybe even pull it out the door until he gets his tires. But the truck will run, will drive. So we're way further ahead than we were when we got here this morning about 9 o'clock. But like I said, just a few more little odds and ends to do to it, and the truck will be driving as we come over here to try to do. But that's gonna be the end of this video. Guys, please like, subscribe, share. Some of these videos are gonna be on TikTok, some's gonna be on YouTube. I'll probably do some shorts of each one of them, post those on there. So please just like, subscribe, help me continue this channel on. Tell me the things you like to see me do. If there's any cars, trucks in particular that y'all like to see, just send them in the comments. But just everybody keep an eye out on my YouTube, keep an eye out on my TikTok. There's going to be new videos released. I may be starting to try to do like 2 or 3 small shorts a day, while in between the longer videos, maybe some preview type stuff, what we're going to do in the future. I've got a lot of plans, just getting those plans into action. Sometimes a little slower than I would like. But for now, that's it for today's episode. You guys have a good one. Thanks.